No, it's not clickbait. I bought a Porsche Boxster, a 987 no less, with a whopping 242,000 miles on it. Now I think that makes it the highest mileage Porsche Boxster in the world, at least for a 987. And what's even better is, it actually moves! That's right, I've gone and bought another car to add to the Carmada, which is the growing accumulation of snotty cars that sits outside the house. You'll see more of the Carmada in some upcoming videos. This one can fill the happy void left by the Bentley because, ding dong, the Bentley's gone. Now I hear and read a lot about why you should avoid high mileage Porsches, and that bothers me a lot. I'm not sponsored by Porsche, I'm just a big fan of the brand. I've been a Porsche-phile since the 80s, since I was about 8 and I saw my first 911 Turbo with the picnic table spoiler. I love all Porsches ever made. Except that one. All right, and that one. I love nearly every Porsche ever made. Now I was smitten with the Boxster when it came out in the 90s, and I didn't even realise how much I didn't like its fried egg headlights until they brought out the 987 with its new sexy headlights. How you doing? The 986 model, the predecessor, has a massive online and real life following, so I'm going to tread very carefully. Now I had a 986 about 10 years ago and I absolutely loved it, but I think I prefer the 987 in every way. Now I know I'm going to get clobbered in the comments for that, but some people like the 986 better, some people like the 987 better. It's just a matter of opinion. Just saying. There's no denying that the 986 in the 90s saved Porsche bankruptcy. It turned their fortunes around. They'd been watching what Mazda was doing with the MX-5 and they thought, I want a piece of that action. But roadster with a Porsche twist, mid-engined, more power, and that incredible flat six noise. Now, I'm only going to gloss over the differences between the 986 and the 987. I'm not going to get too technical, because if I get it wrong, the Boxster fanatics are going to rip me a new exhaust hole in the comments below, so bear with me. No, don't get naked. Porsche didn't just change the headlights on the 987, they styled it on the Carrera GT, and we can all agree that that is a sexy-ass car. The front end was restyled, the rear lights got changed, the vents got bigger, and the wheels got nicer. Now, the interior got updated as well, better finish, more space, nicer steering wheel. Now the engines themselves remain the same, but Porsche beefed up the power. The 2.7 jumps from 237 horsepower to 200. No, it doesn't. The 2.7's power jumped up from 227 horsepower to 237, and then again to 241 later on, like it is in this one. No other notable differences on the 987. It doesn't have a spare tyre, and the dipstick is now a digital one rather than a pulley and outy one. Anyway, what's it like to drive a Porsche that's done nearly as many miles as the Millennium Falcon? No, you can't drive it. No. One thing that confused me about this car is the 5-speed gearbox straight out of 1987. Ideally, I think it could do with a 6th gear for motorway cruising. But, well, it's a Porsche Boxster. It's not designed for motorway cruising. Oh, yeah? Well, why has it got cruise control then? Now, I am actually happy to admit that I'm glad it's got the 5-speed gearbox and not the 6-speed gearbox that you find in the S. Mainly because the 5-speed gearboxes were way more durable than the 6-speed gearbox, which was prone to problems. Whilst we're talking about the S, it's obviously got more power, it's a quicker car, but it does still have some issues that are actually absent on the 2.7. They have a tendency to get scored cylinder bores, and the IMS bearing failure problem is still there on the S. Although the 3.2 is better than the 3.4 if you're going to get one of those. The cheapest 987 I could find anywhere in the country, its price tag started with a 7. I got this one for £3,650, which I think makes it the cheapest 987 in the world, mainly because of its monster mileage and the fact that nobody else was stupid enough to buy it. I bought this one as a bit of an experiment to see what kind of issues and problems you'd get with a massive mileage Boxster, so we could go through it together and see how much it costs to fix and what kind of things you could expect. But I'm absolutely astonished with this car. It drives as well and as tight as a 50,000 mile car. It's got a full service history, but only with an independent garage, so that makes it even more incredible that it's covered this mileage and it's in this condition. They always say you should insist on a Porsche main dealer service history, but this one's just been serviced throughout its life at independent garages. The only issues that I can see that it's got is this bit of trim down here is cracked. The windscreen's got about 7 chips in it, which I can't really blame the car for. And when I first got it, it decided to dump all of its coolant over the floor. It kind of wet itself like a new puppy. It was just excited to have a new owner. So I was told that a part that had gone was a little coolant pipe joint, and it's a Porsche only part. Now I've been here before with the Bentley with dealer only parts, so I was expecting to get absolutely spanked. But it was £20. £20 to fix it. And now it's fully house trained. So if you have got a new puppy that's incontinent, take it to Porsche. This car is absolutely superb to drive. The engine pulls really well and the flat six sounds absolutely amazing. And it corners brilliantly. Now I know we've heard all this before with Boxster reviews, but this one's done nearly 250,000 miles. The roof's really fast too. So in summary, if you're borrowing a Boxster, borrow the 3.2 or the 3.4S. If you're going to buy a Boxster, buy the 2.7. It's free revving, it sounds amazing, it's got plenty of power, it's more economical, and if this one's anything to go by, it's bulletproof. Now this car's going to stick around for a while, enjoying the Carmada as I call it. Just going to keep putting more miles on it and keep using it, see if anything breaks or wears out, or whether it's just going to keep on going. See if we can get to 300,000 miles. Ooh. Now, if you know of a Boxster with more miles on it, please do let me know in the comments below. And if Porsche are watching and they think they can tempt it off me for their museum by offering me a new one, well, I've got news for you. It's not happening. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, you can have it. You can have it. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Apparently, 89% of you guys who are watching aren't subscribed. So if you aren't subscribed and you are enjoying the videos, please do consider subscribing. It really does help keep small channels like this going. Or maybe leave a thumbs up or a comment down below. It's always good to hear from you. I'll see you in the next video.